Hello, 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 and welcome to the stream. It's me, Word Girl. I am here. I am lurking in the WorldAnvil stream right now because they're having a pretty cool stream that is talking about RPGs and stuff like that. And it is with Kobold Press, who is running a Kickstarter currently, and I believe it is very successful. So please do check it out if you would like to. I'm gonna shout out WorldAnvil just so you guys can check them out. They're pretty cool. And speaking of WorldAnvil, if you would like to, oops. Yes, they are about to read over, so I am going to be reading some articles from WorldAnvilite beings, such as yourself if you are from WorldAnvil. Alright, so once they come on over, we are going to make sure that I have my desktop on, so that you guys can hear. I do also have good fireplace sounds going. You cannot hear them because I have my desktop muted because I didn't want you to have to hear the WorldAnvil stream overlapping me. But I am going to turn the desktop on now, so you guys should be able to hear everything. And yes, hello, welcome to the stream. If you are a WorldAnvilite and you would like me to read your articles, feel free to let me know. Drop those links in the chat. I am doing the WorldAnvil challenge, the current challenge. I need to bring up that challenge, New Year's resolution challenge. It should be up here.
What took you so long?
Hello. Welcome to the stream. Light up the forge, everybody. Welcome in, WorldAnvil. I did shout you guys out just now. But I will shout you out again. I don't think Twitch is going to allow me to do it in quick succession, but I was telling everybody welcome in from WorldAnvil. How are you all? And I would ask how was the stream, but it was pretty cool because I was lurking there as well. That was an interesting little horror RPG stream, and it was fun to talk with the Kobold Press peeps and really talk about how you can add horror elements into your RPG. And they do have a Kickstarter currently. So if anyone would like to drop a link to that kind of stuff in the chat, feel free to do so. You should be able to. Good at dropping those links. Tiller says the kobolds are always nice to listen to. Indeed. Yeah, so how are you guys? And does anybody have any articles for me to read? Because I was trying to find, and I was like, I don't know how to find the thing, but they changed so much stuff, but it should be somewhere here. How do you find again the current challenge? I think that my screen is too small or something. Or does this not show on this screen? Oh, there it is. Oh, never mind. That's another person's. How do I find? Oh, there it is. Check out Night Hunters. Already funded. Great job. Wow, that Kickstarter. Whoa, they are very successful. Great job. Do check it out. The fun thing about funding an already funded Kickstarter means that you're guaranteed to get your stuff. So please do check them out. I am trying to find. Yay, thank you. Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate it. I was like, where is it? I couldn't find it. Yeah, a lot's going on. Well, we're going to start with story time. So today, as you guys probably know, because a lot of people who are in the WorldAnvil streams know that I work cashiering on the weekends, and usually I can't make the WorldAnvil streams anymore. But today, in a large part of the U.S., there is a bunch of winter storm warning and stuff going on, covering like the whole East Coast, Midwest, and some of the South even, and it's kind of crazy. It has not started doing anything yet, but it is super cold. It was like 7 degrees below zero here, Fahrenheit, which is way lower in Celsius. So I know that Celsius 0 is our 32 degrees. So yeah. Anyways, I went to try to work at the cashiering store, and I was waiting out there and nobody was there, and I texted like, guys, is the store open? Is it because the winter weather? Are we closed? Is what's happening? I didn't receive a response. I waited for almost an hour. I said, you know what, I'm going to just go. So I decided to go on errands, get myself something, go try to shop as much as I could with what I have to make sure that I had something in the house just in case something happens. People think that we might get snowed in or power might go out and stuff like that, and I hardly had anything, so I was like, I might as well just use this to get some errands done, then get back in the house. So that's where I decided to go, and then I said I might as well just stream or something and catch the WorldAnvil stream. So here we are, and we are going to do the New Year's Resolutions 2026 challenge, and this challenge is a fun challenge, which they have changed slightly, and it's pretty cool. The changes are pretty cool. Basically, we have to look and read some articles from other Anvilites around the Anvilverse, and then we put them all into our own article, and we tell what we were inspired by, and we produce an article of our own that helps to reflect what our own New Year's resolutions are. And guess what? My things have been quite hectic for me, and I have not actually started this, and it's time for me to start. So that's where I need you. If you are an Anvilite and you have any articles that you would like me to read, I can read them and I can put them in my article, and I can give you a sticker. So if you're an Anvilite and you want me to read your article, feel free to do it right now. Usually I do have a thing in the shop that says read my work please or something like that. Let me see. If I don't have that, I'm going to bring it back, and I am going to I'm going to try to bring it back so that you can easily redeem your things. Okay. Where is Twitch? I didn't see it. Okay, there we go. In the meantime, if you don't see it, you can still also just put your links without purchasing the thing with the points. It's fine if you want to. Let's see. Read my work, please. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Check out my work, please. I'm going to make this cost only a low price of 45 wisps. The low price of 45 wisps. And you should be able to, no, I'll say 35 wisps. Because I want it to be where you can see it and you can do it. Alright, so if you are from WorldAnvil and you have any articles, please feel free to do that. And if I don't get many articles in this stream, we will just be doing some co-working, and we will be reading my own articles, I guess, and seeing what I'm going to do for this challenge.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much for following, Moon of the Sea. Much love. Also, thank you for the lurking, the one and only Creepy Pro. God bless. Much success. Sending prayers, love, and out your way always. I appreciate you stopping by. Colonel says, light up the wordy with the evil dolls and halflings. Oh, that sounds very interesting. Colonel says, scaring wordy by streaking 5 times around her abode. Well, thank you for the 5 stream streak, Colonel. Anyways, let's read this challenge. If you don't know what WorldAnvil is and you don't know what any of the stuff is I'm talking about, please do join WorldAnvil. It's a really fun thing. I think that this will show you. Yes, Handsome Co-host has put the link in the chat if you would like to join WorldAnvil. It is a very fun platform. It is for world building, and it is a community full of people who are very creative. Lots of writers, lots of game masters, including Colonel, Secondhand Samurai, and everyone over there who has raided in. They're so much fun to do, and there are so many challenges all the time. So, yeah, this New Year's resolution challenge basically is start the year with achievable creative resolutions by learning from your fellow world builders. Happy New Year, Anvilites! It's time to set your creative goals and resolutions. And that's what this challenge is about. This month, until February 7th, you'll read articles from fellow Anvilites, write an article inspired by them, and set New Year's resolutions for your creative projects. Keep reading to learn all about the details of this challenge, as well as where to find articles to read. Not your first time? It is not my first time. But if you have taken part to the New Year's Resolutions Challenge before, this year we're shaking things up. Check the How to Enter section just below to learn what's new this year. So, how to enter. All participants need a WorldAnvil account, obviously. It is free though. You can get a free account. As you see, Handsome Co-host has put the link in the chat, so you do not have to actually pay for an account yet. If you don't want to, you can sign up for free, check it out, and see if it's something you like. And the free account has a good selection of features. So there's some people who remain free for the majority of their time being an Anvilite, and they don't upgrade. But there are some pretty sweet upgrades, just saying. So do check it out and join if you like and see what it's all about. Once you've logged in and created your first world, you're ready to enter the competition. Alrighty, first we are picking 5 articles written by Anvilites other than yourself. We recommend choosing them from the World Ember special categories and leaderboards, or from the Discovery stream in the community portal, which is here. Now, I personally am looking for you guys in my stream chat to share your links. So if you would like to, feel free. If you want me to read your work on stream live, I can. But I know some people are shy and they don't want their work read on stream. If you don't want your work read on stream, it's fine. Feel free to also just DM me and ask me to read it offline. And I will surely check it out, and I can also give you a sticker. Anyways, the next thing is give the articles a like, or maybe even a sticker. See, I was jumping ahead of myself. Let the authors know your favorite thing about them. Then create a world building article for your world that is inspired by the articles you've chosen. The article can be about anything and can be any kind of inspiration. So, you guys, some of you guys are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads, let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. But I am going to continue reading. For example, you could be inspired to write about a specific topic, to experiment with your writing style or genre, etc. Make sure the article is published and public. Step 4 is to create the generic article. Write about what you learned from the articles you picked and how they inspired the article you created. Make sure to include a link. And discover. Describe. Welcome in, big black guy. Welcome in. How are you? And thank you for the snow. I do see you also got a scripture card, but I think you guys are about to be in an ad. I'm going to wait for the ads to be over to play the scripture card. So, describe your creative New Year's resolutions. When ready to submit, make sure that both your articles are published and public. Submit the generic article to this challenge. Click the button on the trophy button on at the bottom of the article editor to submit it to the challenge before February 7th. Other information, the generic article you submit needs to be about 150 words long. They encourage 300 words, but it is not an enforced word count requirement, which is good. The article you write should be inspired by other Anvilites' world building, but shouldn't copy anything from them. Don't copy content, names, or other elements from other Anvilites without their permission. The article must be submitted before the closing time to be eligible February 7th at 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. One article may be submitted per person. This does not mean one article per world in cases where multiple authors work on a single world. WorldAnvil retains the right to arbitrate and or change the rules where necessary to uphold the spirit and integrity of this event and community. We will communicate changes as necessary. As always, WorldAnvil claims no ownership over your original work. Alrighty. This challenge has a single participation prize consisting of a virtual badge that will be displayed in your WorldAnvil profile. Plus, you get the satisfaction of knowing you have clear goals for the year and have become a better world builder by reading. So, we can also share these online or on the community page on social medias using the hashtag WBResolution and mentioning WorldAnvil. Nice. And the award ceremony will take place on February 7th. And we want to check out who won World Ember, of course. So after that, look at all those people who entered. Look at all those people who entered. Okay. So I did not enter yet. This is going to be the badge that we get. It's a nice badge. I like it. And we are back though from the ads, and I'm done talking about the rules. So we are going to do a scripture card, and then what we're going to do is probably just do a writing sprint or something if I have no articles to read. If I can. Okay, here we go. This is a new pack of cards, by the way. It's not really new, but it's just that I haven't opened it before, so it's the cards are quite stuck. Let's see. Interesting card. Alright, this one says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 through 16. Thank you so much, too. Big Black Guy reviews for the scripture card. Much love. Alright, so I am going to be working with the... You want to read an article about food? Sure, feel free to share whatever article you would like. Thank you also, First Time Chatter, and I appreciate the follow. Moon of the Sea. If you want to make sure, at first I thought everybody was going to want me to read their articles, so I made it where you guys can get the read my work please, which is only 35 wisps. But if you want to, oh, you did it. Okay, thank you. This is, wait, that's not right. You sent me the edit link. I think you need to redo that link. I don't think it's going to allow me to edit it anyway. That's probably why it was taking so long to load. But if you are unfamiliar with how to share an article, I think you probably know, but you may have just did it wrong a bit. So let's see. I'm gonna give me a sec. No problem. No problem. I'm trying to find my own article, which I don't even know how to find it. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that's not what I'm trying to do. This new interface is interesting. Alright, view and world. Here we go. So, view and world, this is how you get the URL that you should use. I see. I think this is it. Yes, it's it. Alrighty, thank you so much to Moon of the Sea for sharing this article. Now, I'm going to have to ask you how to pronounce things. It looks like, is this Kamme? Or is it something else? Please let me know how to say that. If I said it right or not. Yes, it is Kamme. Okay, yay. Okay, good. All right. Kamme, sauteed orchids. Sauteed orchids. Interesting. What do you eat when you live in the clouds? I think it means live. What do you eat when you live in the clouds? What would you eat if you live in a place that has no soil? What would you eat if you live in a place where not a lot can grow? For the people of Suminta. Please let me know if that's right. This is an everyday reality that they have live with every day. Throughout generations of people, they have learned how to provide for themselves when it comes to nutrition. One of the major food staples that can be found as a side dish to nearly every meal is Kamme. Kamme is a dish made with orchid flowers, commonly known to us as orchids, that can be prepared in different ways. Why orchids? Orchids are epiphyte plants. Sorry if I'm not saying that right either. This means they don't use their roots to soak up water and nutrients from the soil, but they use them to anchor themselves to a host plant or structure. They are not parasites, as they can only use the host for structure and support, not to sustain life. They get their nutrients from the air by ways of tubers, aerial tubes that have the ability, I think probably aerial tubes that have the ability to source the needed nutrients from other sources like fog, dew, rain, and mist. This makes orchids an incredibly suitable crop for the people of Suminta, with entire communities' livelihoods based on the cultivation of orchids for food consumption. This is great. More information about orchids and their role in the flora and fauna of Suminta can be found in Flora and Fauna. And you probably linked it, but we probably can't click it because it's probably a private article. But I do love when people have links to more places that we can and discover, because I love going in rabbit holes of world building. Thanks so much for the lurk, big black guy. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love and hugs your way. Always, I do appreciate you for stopping by. And I hope that you are able to stay safe and warm. Much love to you and your family. Mid of the Sea says, yes, it's private because it doesn't exist yet. Yep, figured so. It's fine. It's good to make stub articles just so that you can have them. And you can always work on them later. You can always reset them if it's like a competition or something going on and you decide to enter it into there. Anyways, let's continue. Flowers. For Kamme, only the flowers of the orchids are used. Orchids cultivated for Kamme are cultivated specifically for their taste, texture, and nutritional values. Other species of orchid might be cultivated for their tubers, which can also be eaten, or their leaves, which can be used to flavor a number of things, like so where Kamme is a staple dish for everyone, it is not the only way in which orchids are used. It's great. That's great. It's a very diverse and very versatile dish that sustains people without being boring. Loving the hat, by the way. Always great to see you. Oh, thank you. I love the flappy little hats. I love flappy little hats. I need to get more. I feel like I only have this reindeer one for the winter and Christmas season. And then I had the little rabbit one for like spring and yeah, usually just like for the March Madness, I have the March Hare hat. And then I also have the I use it also for like Game of Thrones because Sable and the rabbit. But I need more flappy hats. People love the ears. Alright, anyways. For Kamme, the flowers used can come from different types of orchid flowers. The different species bring different qualities and flavor. This has helped in establishing Kamme as a staple dish for the people, with not only every family having their own recipe, but also their preferred flower to use. That's cool. So the different the different species have different flavors. This is interesting. The most common orchids used for Kamme are kinds that have smaller flowers. The smaller flowers make it so that the petals are thicker, giving them a nice snap, while biting into them raw. That sounds interesting. Like, I wasn't imagining it like crisp like that, but now I like it. Let's see. When prepared, this quality stays with the petals. Depending on the length of time it's sauteed will dictate the amount of snap left in the petals. That's interesting. Okay. Preparation. The most traditional way that Kamme is prepared is in a skillet. Flower buds are added to a hot skillet with oil and sauteed for a couple of minutes. The time it takes for them to be done depends on the person and how they like their Kamme. Some like the crispy snap that comes with raw flower buds, and others like them to have lost that snap completely. Most people saute their flower buds for 5 to 12 minutes, but one can go shorter than that or longer, depending on the preference. Where the traditional way of preparing Kamme is very simple, many people have altered this traditional recipe to better reflect their personal taste or to match with other dishes are served. Nice. This had led to many people adding other ingredients to the skillet while sauteing the flower buds. Common additions are herbs and spices, as well as other vegetables, to create a more complex flavor profile. That sounds good. Some people also add the sauteed flower buds into salads or roasts. Taste. Yes, this is where I really want to see how it tastes, because I'm like, is it sweet? Is it salty? Is it like, how is it? How does it taste? Fresh orchid petals have a natural taste. They are fresh, light, and crisp, making them a perfect staple for every day. The taste is light at the start, but sweet or bitter towards the end. The exact flavor depends on the type of orchid you are using and the preparation of them. You could compare the taste to that of endive. I never know how to pronounce endive. Is it endive? Because I feel like I see the word spelled and I don't say the word, which is very weird. Chicory or watercress. Okay. Now I get it. I get it now. All right. Anyways, nutrition. Orchid blooms are rich in vitamin C. Yum. I need those. Fiber and essential minerals like iron, calcium, and potassium. Nice. They're very nutritious. They also provide an excellent source of antioxidants and phytochemicals. They are low in calories and fat, with about 17 calories and 0.1 gram respectively per 100 grams, and will leave you with a satisfied feeling that will keep you full for a long time. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you so much. Okay, I am going to follow your worlds, and I am going to give you a sticker. Thank you for letting me read this on stream. Which sticker should I do? I think maybe the celebrating udon. Alright, there we go. Thank you so much for letting me to read your article. And I will definitely keep it in mind when I am creating my New Year's resolution challenge article. If I do include you in it, I will indeed tag you and let you know. You're welcome and thank you. Oh. But that was very interesting. Now, I do have some world building questions, if you don't mind. I'm sure I could probably read and figure out. But at the beginning started saying, what do you eat when you live in the clouds? What would you eat in a place that has no soil? What if you live in a place where not a lot can grow? So, my question is, the people who are eating this, they live in the clouds, I'm sure. Of course you don't mind? Okay, great. Yes, these people, they live in the clouds. What kind of people are they? Are they like humanoids? Are they like little? Or are they big? Are they bugs? Are they fairies? Or what kind of people are these? I would love to learn more about it, but I guess that I'm following your world now, so I can check into it. The world is set on top of the clouds. Wow, that's cool. It is called Once Upon a Summer Storm. That's so cool. Okay. Alright, I am definitely going to have to read more about this because those people sound very interesting. Okay, thank you again for sharing that. That was very nice. If anyone else has any articles you would like me to read, feel free to check it out and put your links in the chat. I need at least 5 articles for my New Year's resolution challenge. So 4 more would be great because we already have read 1. I'm welcome to. Thank you. I appreciate it. I did see the note on your world that most of your world is private except for things that were submitted to challenges. But that's fine. That's fine. A lot of times I don't really write too much in my world unless it's a challenge either. I take challenges as the opportunity to like start writing. But there are some private things that you might see on the screen. Some say hidden because they're actually hidden. But anyways, that is my dashboard. I think that it's not too revealing to show, but it can make you curious. Anyways, you all are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know, exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. If no one else is sharing an article to read at the moment, we can go ahead and do some sprinting and co-working with my clicky keyboard if you would like. Or if you want me to read your article, feel free to share it anytime. You can use the check out my work please redeem that is available for only 35 wisps. So that you can put your link in the chat. Okay. Now let's see. I am going to they did start a sprint at my server, that's fine. We will just do here. Ooh, that is a big clock. Alright, let's just do the 20-minute sprint. Oopsies, not all these clocks. We have 20-minute sprint, 5-minute rest. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. I am going to start a sprint for 20 minutes, which I forgot to say 20 minutes now, so if you'd like to join the Discord, feel free to click the link that Handsome Codes. Hello, what's up? How are you? I am uncertain what you mean by that. Writing Oscar-winning movie for Best Picture, Best Script, Best International Picture, and Awesome Director Writer Award. That's an interesting proposition. How are you, by the way, and welcome to the stream. Alright, well, I am currently working on an update for some of my supporters. One of the free updates. So, this is going to be an update that I send out to people who are not necessarily subscribed, but they may follow me. What are you working on? What kind of award-winning, Oscar-winning motion picture are you trying to write? Update like news? Kind of. It's just kind of talking about my plans for the year. Talking about some, you know, changes that I'm making. And letting people know about my project, basically. Ah, I see that you have profanity in the message, but I will read what I can see. It says, a movie about how this girl and this guy made a wedding pact. If they don't get married by their 40s, they will marry each other. But the guy will spend the next 15 years killing her fiancés or trying to get them to break up, and then they end up together. He'll be like, I know you're in the news. People call you a witch, but I am not afraid to be with you. And somehow she finds out. It's going to be very fun and very crazy. Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that. That is a very interesting premise. When you say that the girl is in the news and they think that she's a witch, are you saying that the public thinks she's a witch because all of her fiancés and boyfriends seem to be dying or going missing or something like that? And they think that it's because she herself is cursed, when actually there is the person who's obsessed with her who is taking them out? If that is the case, that's interesting. And I would also like to know what kind of world this is set in. Is this like a modern day film? Is it fantasy? Is it sci-fi? Is it I don't know how to imagine it, but that's a very interesting concept. Now the thing is, it is interesting that it will make it to the point where they actually do get together, and then she figures out. So that will be interesting to see how you also figure out how she will figure out, and what she will do after that. I'm curious as well. But yeah, thank you for sharing. That was an interesting idea. Yes, the public will notice because it's a smallish. Yeah, that makes sense, and it is kind of sad, but yeah, that totally makes sense. This is a very intriguing concept. But yeah, is it set in modern day, or is it like slightly backdated, or is it like medieval? Is it historical? Is it futuristic? Is it? But whatever it is, whatever kind of setting it is a very interesting concept indeed. Coffee Stream Bad is in the chat to let you know that if you do donate while I'm live, fun things can happen. Also, we are still in a sprint. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Okay. I think you guys are in an ad, though. I will wait until the ads are over to respond. 3, 2, 1. And you guys should be back from the ads. If you are back, welcome back. Yes, Moon of the Sea, you were in ad jail, but you are back. Do know that if you're in this channel, you can exclamation point ad to let me know you're in an ad, and exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. WhatsApp says, oh, yeah, modern day. I was thinking like they may be 40 in 2030. So the pack was made in 2010 when they were in last year of high school or something, because their classmate was one of those girls that gets married super soon, and she invited a couple of classmates. Yes, this whole thing sounds so interesting. I would love for... So, I know you said a movie. You said a movie. Some people are ambitious, and they write their movies. Thank you so much for following WhatsApp. Much love. Some people are ambitious, and they write movies, and they try to get them casted and scripted, and you know, they get a signing deal and stuff like that. But some people also just say, okay, what can I do with this right now? You could try to just write it into a book and see what happens. You could try to write it into like something like an audio drama or something animated or something that is something you can do now if you want. But like me, I will tell a quick story of myself. I have so many ideas. And I imagine them all being novels, and I imagine them all being books, and I imagine them all being movies, and I imagine them all being all the things. But guess what? I just feel like I probably won't be able to do it. I figured it was a cat. Hello, cat. What's your cat's name? So I probably won't be able to do all that. But I just, right now, do what I can. So a lot of times when I have ideas like that, I just post short stories just to get that idea out of my head and onto the page. And a person or other might read it. They might read it and see it, and they might say, that's interesting. And then I also do audio dramas. So a lot of times I imagine like movies and shows, but I can't really make films because I don't really have the actors and the cameras and the sets and all that. Time's up for that sprint. How did you guys do? Let me know in the chat. But yes, I instead do audio dramas. So audio drama is basically like the old-fashioned radio shows where you hear the footsteps walking, and then you hear the people talking, and the different voice actors, and the different sound effects, and the music, and all that kind of stuff. So I do those. And I'm like, that might be the closest thing I get to a movie. It might be. It might become a movie one day, maybe. I don't know. But for now, I do what I can, and that's all I can do. So I think that something like your idea would be awesome to try to make into something somehow. You don't have to necessarily totally give up on the movie idea. Introspective says, I once wrote a script for an anime show as a kid, that was basically not even enough material for 2-minute miniseries. It's kind of funny looking back. Yeah, 2 minutes each episode. That would be very interesting. But yeah, you still don't have to give up on those kinds of things. Like, I personally, oh, sorry, I got distracted. I personally have things that I thought of when I was young, and a lot of those stuff I still have. And I just share ideas. WhatsApp did use a profanity again, but I can see the rest of the message. It says, please don't think like that. We will make it big time Hollywood. I see myself sitting on a Conan O'Brien podcast. Not being on Conan is not an option. I have nothing else to live for. Okay, interesting. Well, much success to you with the movie. I didn't know if you said that, because earlier you said you will share your idea because it's stupid and it will never make it anyway. That's what you said. So, if you do have high hopes, then much success to you with your idea. And I do think it does have quite some potential. If you just work it out. Because I write scripts, like I said, and yeah, it's not really like a movie script or play script, but it kind of is. Because the way I write scripts is very weird. Even though it's in the audio medium, I write them like they are visual. Like they are movies, they are screenplays, or stage plays. And I have like set direction, and I have it where I tell the actors like to put their hand on their hip or something like that, because even though we cannot see them, it helps for the actors to feel that so we can hear it. And from what I've heard of people that heard it, they're like, hey, it really sounds like they were together in that room. And I'm like, he was across the world. And we didn't even film it at the same time. I layered them together, but thanks. That's high compliment. And I'm glad that like just a little tweaking, like they were supposed to be sitting on the bed, so every now and then there will be a little of the spring mattress and stuff like that, like just rustling of covers, like noises you don't even realize exist until it's too quiet, and you're like, why is it so quiet? But on these, people hear, but they don't hear. And then they just feel like it feels real. And I'm just like, wow, I must have done somewhat of a good job, I guess. Una is here, by the way. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I have this one idea that does for an audio drama, not for any other kind of format. But I don't have a way to do that, so it ended up as a short story. Ooh, interesting. Please let me know what it is. I might be able to help you. Introspective says, maybe one day you'll get Conan to guest star in your production as a cosplayer in an otter hat, and he will show your production on his show as a promotion. Yes. High hopes for you, WhatsApp. Hopefully that happens. Here in the same locations as Una, exactly. Introspective says, mirror neurons activating in the brain, even with just audio. Exactly. That is true. So I'm just like, my brain, when I'm composing a scene, I just like think, what would I hear if this was real? And then I put all these little squeaks, shifts, squeaks, and little sounds. And it's just like, I don't know, it's interesting. I find it fun. Sometimes it can be stressful though. Alright, let's see. Introspective says call center people are told to smile when on the phone because of that. Exactly. And that's a thing. Sometimes when you're like, try it again, but smile. That just kind of gives them a way to like project like that, which is fun. I feel that this is something that I thought about the other day because I was sick. And you guys hear my voice is kind of back mostly. I still feel like I don't sound completely the same, but I sound better and I'm not scared that my voice is gonna like drop back out again. Yeah, and my voice has recovered mostly, but when my voice was back bad and I was still a little bit sick, I wore a mask at work. So that reminded me of, because I remember during COVID, a lot of people, when they were wearing their mask, in addition to the fact that they were wearing masks, just also all the stuff that was happening in the world, most people weren't smiling. They weren't smiling under the mask. So you can even see in their eyes, it didn't look like they were smiling because they weren't. And it was just like a whole different, I don't know, like emotional and responsive sociological phenomenon. And that's why when I'm conscious of the fact that a lot of times when I have a mask on, I feel like I don't have to smile. Because sometimes I feel like I have to smile. Because when people are looking at me, I just feel like if I'm looking like this or looking like that, then they're gonna think I'm mad at them. So I try not to look like that. But when I had the mask on, I could feel that my face was not smiling. Even though my voice was trying to still be cheery, I could tell that like my face was not smiling. It felt like my face was not smiling, and I realized that my brain knew that my mouth was covered up, so I didn't have to smile. Which is just something weird. It's just weird. My brain thinks weird stuff. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, I usually don't lose my voice, but I did a 13-hour stream and I was sick already, and then I just lost all of my voice at the end of that stream. I sounded horrible. And I didn't realize how bad I sounded until I really paid attention. That is a really fascinating point. Nobody was happy. That didn't matter who. Yeah, a lot of people were just like, yeah, a lot going on. Una says, I remember years ago I first saw voice actors from animated movies at work and was shocked because they were fully the character. Yes, when they're in the booth, they're all like doing all this stuff and you can see that they're like into it. I thought it was just those specific ones, but eventually learned that nope, that's how it's done. Yes, most people do, because you can kind of tell when they're just like, hello, my name is so. It's like that doesn't sound realistic. You have to kind of, get into it. WhatsApp says, okay, enough for Crashination. Thanks for good advices. I'm gonna go do stuff now. If Stephen King could write on, I can too. Interesting. Well, you say that I am also in this small European country, and although in a lot of ways it's definitely worse than being a US writer, the barrier to have stuff made is not as big because there isn't simply huge competition. On the other hand, much less production companies, but you know what I mean. Well, yes, there are pros and cons to all the places, but much success to you in your own particular country, and much success to you without the procrastination. God bless, much success, and prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you so much. Bye. This is true. Let's hope that means snow days. Yeah, exactly. I have no idea what WhatsApp is talking about, but okay. Introspective says, and it wasn't at this moment my voice knew my face didn't have to smile. Exactly. I mean, when it was at this moment, my voice knew my face didn't have to smile. Exactly. I am the kind of person who can speak happy without smiling. But it does help sometimes to just smile on purpose. Like if I'm trying to voice a character that is like cheery, then I will just be like, first. If I'm trying to voice a character that's just like lackluster, then I kind of just get lackluster. If I'm trying to voice a character that's like excited, like I don't know, it's something weird. I just have to kind of do that. But like you were saying, Una, when you are in, when you see those voice actors in the booth, It is fun. Yes, I am a person of faith, but it's okay. I do understand that you are a person who can do what you want, especially if you're an adult. It's fine. I'm not saying that you can't say those things. It's just that my stream is PG. That is why you're know. I am talking. Oh no! What happened? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Is that, what was that, Sprint? Okay, good. I don't know what happened there. It's very weird. How much of that did you hear and did you not hear? Because I was trying to say something to WhatsApp. Because I said something to WhatsApp about stuff about how my stream is PG. Did you guys hear that part? If not, it's fine. I can say it again. I don't know if WhatsApp is still here. Are you still here? Because like I was trying to say before my mic just randomly decided to... Oh, right after that. Okay, so what did you say? Did I say howdy to Danny? Did you hear that? Howdy, 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 Danny. Welcome in. Oh, was it what you were saying? Introspective, you were saying. Another point about that, Una, is that it's lifelike. Drawing, if you just copy what's there, like the sound of the voice, you actually, a lot of times, come up with less. So when you exaggerate, you're building more from reference. I don't know how to put that. Yeah, I get what you mean. You're saying, like... If you're just trying to copy something exact, it has less feeling. It feels more hollow than if you actually copied it with emotion. Because just line to line copying is just kind of drab. But if you do your own impression of it instead, it gives it more personality, and it gives it more feeling, and it gives it more enjoyability, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, WhatsApp, are you still here? If not, it's okay. If you did miss most of what I was saying to WhatsApp, then I was simply saying that, like I said, the reason why their messages were getting censored was because I am a PG-13 stream, like a PG stream, family-friendly stream, I guess. So we can talk about things. But sometimes I just don't read certain words out loud on my stream because I personally want this to be a family-friendly stream. But if you want to do things, you are an adult, you can do whatever. But I was just saying that if you want to talk about something, you can. I'm just not obligated to fully read the whole thing if I don't want to. I can read it with my eyes and comprehend it with my brain, but I don't have to say it with my mouth. Alright, anyways. Sorry that the microphone just randomly went out. I don't know what happened. My, the funny part is my indicator right here, which you cannot see, was still lighting up. And on the screen, which you cannot see, my little monitor levels were still working. So I don't know why it was not counting that I was talking, but okay. But yes, Una, you say some emotion is lost. Yes. So, I think what introspective is trying to say is like this. Yeah, it's your channel. It's tour. Star, star, star. The automat censored the word right. I don't think that... I feel like you must have put those stars there. Because otherwise, I think that your whole sentence would have gotten blocked. But I get what you mean. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So imagine you are in an art class. And you are told to paint something. There could be a model standing there. Or there could be a still life bowl of fruit. Or something. Now, if you just try to line by line exactly copy whatever's there, it will have less personality than if you just kind of take it in your mind and then make your own interpretation of what you have seen, as opposed to trying to exactly copy it. You are using your creativity to make something in its likeness, if that makes sense. And therefore it may be more, it may not be exactly realistic. It may be more personal. It may be stylized. It will be something that is reflectant of your own creativity, as opposed to just exactly photocopying it. Like if you put it in the printer and printed it, would be different from if you actually, as an artist, tried to replicate it, kind of. Get it? Anyways, I think some of you guys are about to be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. It's like Picasso's 12 Stages of the Bull lithographs. Each shows a different level of abstraction. It's similar with voice acting. Yes. Alright, so some of you guys are about to be back from the ads in a bit. I might raid. Alright, you guys should be back from the ads. If you're back, welcome back. I am probably gonna raid soon, though. It was nice to stream on Saturday, which I usually don't do. Let's see. Is there anybody currently. Streaming. Trying to see if there's another writing streamer. I was like, what is that? But I realized what it is. Okay. I see a person. Oh. Okay, they are back. 'Cause I saw that they had a we'll be right back sign. But we are going over to EJ Sean, who is another writing streamer. And if you would like to show EJ Sean the Word of Girl Sends Love, please do copy this raid chant that handsome co-host has put into the chat. So, like I said, for January, I didn't really have a set schedule, but hopefully February we'll have a more consistent schedule. I'm also planning on doing stuff, posting content, posting stuff, and remastering my tiers and all that kind of stuff, the supporter tiers. So if you guys want to check that out, please do. Anyways, also, we talked about Kobold Press, which has a Kickstarter that has fully funded well over what it was needing. But I plan on doing a Kickstarter as well next month for Zine Quest. So, hopefully, you guys can check me out as well. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I do appreciate you stopping by. And, much love to you all. Let's see. Alright. Oh, here we go. Bye.